So we're gonna end the day with.
Dear God.
It was. We're gonna end this podcast with a review, a movie review. It's not gonna take long. Give about 15 minutes max.
A spectacular entertainment experience, the likes of which you have never seen.
All right, so we saw a movie on Netflix. It was let me put the image up there, and it's Tremors. It was a new Tremors movie. Tremors Shrieker Island. Now, this was already the original Tremors was the shit. The original Tremors was a good ass movie that it's a classic. It's a classic monster horror movie. So a lot of the actors didn't want to come back for the part 2 because they just figured it was they didn't know it was gonna get that following it did.
Right.
The first one was real popular.
I think weren't all the sequels like straight to video too?
I think the second one might have went to the theater, maybe, because it was like I said, the first one was way more popular than they thought.
Right.
And I think they made that sequel, and then after that they was like, okay, straight to VOD.
Right.
So they end up getting a good following, and so they just continued making them. Now at that point, I've been checked out. I remember one well. I'm trying to think. Do I remember 2? I don't remember 2 at all. I don't know if I saw it or whatever. But by that time, after 2, they had part 3, and then they kept on going with it. I think they had a TV show.
They did. They did have a TV show. Yeah.
So
I know I never saw it, but I do remember like when it was first announced.
So once they got this following and they went to VOD, they kind of pushed to sci-fi, and you already know what you're going to get by the time your shit hit sci-fi. By the time your shit hit sci-fi, it's going to be cheap, bad special effects, bad acting. And that kind of was
you just need to get it out there.
But you know what? And that's kind of the charm of sci-fi movies, how bad they are. You know what I'm saying? That makes people kind of that's like that is their signature.
Yeah. For anyone watching this who's too young to remember, that includes Sharknado.
Right. Oh man, they had a lot of stuff like alligator dinosaurs and mutant fish or whatever. Bad special effects.
One of my favorite film titles ever: Super Gator versus Titanoboa.
Yeah. So anyway, they dropped Tremors Shrieker Island on Netflix, and I was like, okay, it's got to be in the vein of all these other ones. Yeah. But was it good? Was it funny? Was it cheap? I don't know. But we will let you know with the review. But before we do that, going to show you this trailer teaser, just so you can get an idea of what this movie looked like. So without further ado, let's check this teaser out, and then we're going to jump to our review.
You don't know what you're up against. I got this handled. You got a genetically enhanced giant carnivorous worm with tunneling abilities loose on your private island. This species should be left to die.
What exactly are we talking about?
Shriekers.
We have 48 hours to stop these things.
Let's go, Ram Boy.
Burt Gummer is a freaking legend.
Let's go.
Count me in.
She's culling the weakest from the herd first.
Crap, that means I'm next. Welcome to the party, Burt.
This has to end here. This is it. Lead, follow, or get out of my way.
I'll lead.
That's not an option.
Okay, then. All right, so that was Tremors Shrieker Island. It wasn't an easy watch. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I can see now why that trailer wasn't available on Netflix.
Dude, and I never seen that trailer until I saw that pop up on Netflix. And like I said, Tremors got a little cult following, so it moved up to number 7 on Netflix kind of quick. Like they just dropped it, and so it's got a place on their top 10 list, and so we decided to watch it. Okay, man. Starting off, man, this movie was not that good, man. I was like, and I told you, a movie like this, I was hoping it was bad. I was hoping it was so bad that gave us some material, but it was like, it was a competently shot horror. I'm sorry, monster movie, kind of like,
which ruins it,
right? Because it wasn't.
This is the franchise
so
that gave
bad.
you ass blasters.
Yeah,
okay?
that was the whole point. It got so ridiculous. For some reason, they tried to kind of take themselves serious.
Yeah,
and it was just not. We already know it ain't gonna be good. So just kind of go stupid with it.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
like even your hero, such as it is, like he embodies everything this franchise is supposed to be. He's over the top. He's ridiculous. And he doesn't get that he's over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah. So originally,
that's his franchise.
Originally, Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward was like the main characters in Tremors, and then they said, "I'm not coming back for that." And so they got the next bigger actors, Michael Gross. Well, a lot of people might not know he was the dad on Family Ties.
Yeah.
But he's like been the main star in all the VOD Tremor movies, and he got like he was like a survival nut or whatever in on the original Tremors. So it was all about the him doing these little
videos
like survival videos on this is how they call them gravoids. They didn't have a name for them on Tremors, which I like better, because they didn't know they was aliens, mutations. They didn't know what they was.
Right.
So they kind of got a name for them. They call them gravoids. See, all those series went on so far that I think they went to the far as to make them like endangered species or something like that.
Yeah.
And they was trying to protect them on one. I'm like, what are we doing here? I thought y'all wanted to kill them.
Was that the series or the?
I think so. I can't remember.
Because it was either the third or the fourth one.
It was like it was like they had like a theme park or something with them or something. It was like a Jurassic Park or something. So they kind of went a Jurassic Park route with it. And then they had one the ass blasters.
Oh man.
So we was looking for some of that.
Yeah.
And we kind of got. They tried. It was very, very cheaply made. They tried to make a monster horror movie. They had what's the Napoleon Dynamite name?
John Heder.
He was in there as I guess he actually wasn't the main character. He was like this. He basically played a character he always played. Yeah, the character he always played, kind of cowardly, but still, So we had the story is basically a hunter decided to create some gravoids, put them on the island, and charge people
who was
to
also
hunt
the
them.
CEO of a biotech firm.
Yeah, why they even need that? That was his whole thing. He decided to make gravoids, put them on the island, and charge people to hunt them.
Yeah.
The ultimate hunt. And I'm looking like, and the weapons they was using was like, do you not know what you're dealing with?
Like, so he explicitly went out of his way to make a more dangerous graboid.
Yeah, they genetically altered it to it to be more dangerous.
Yeah, and then he decided to use these in a hunt, like he set up a trophy hunt, got a bunch of Silicon Valley executives to pay money to come out here, and then didn't shell out the money necessary to take out these things. Like, he was surprised when he found out they killed one.
Yeah.
Like, also, he didn't know enough about graboids to know the first thing about the Shriekers or anything. It seemed like he don't know nothing about them.
And it's so funny. It like none of that made sense. I mean, I guess they made sure that. I mean, they show you that character's unstable. What was his name?
I don't remember.
I thought you knew his
it was
real name.
Bill some. Oh, what was it? Something Brake, like Thomas Brake.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's like a survival nut or whatever. And the thing is, I'm looking like, why wouldn't you know everything? This don't make sense about the character.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you know everything about your prey if you like this ultimate hunter?
But not only everything about your prey because you're the ultimate hunter, but everything about the organism that you created.
Yeah.
Like he made this thing what it is, and he's not aware of any of its like particularities or anything.
Right. So they had some things like reproducing and all that, and he didn't even know, like, what was that? Like,
You've got shriekers. Oh, really?
yeah. That's what it killed me, and it's funny that we trying to make sense out of this, but it killed me that the weapons they had, they were shooting like arrows at things. It's
Arrows and trank
underground.
darts.
You know, right? You know it's underground. You shooting. You got a hunting rifle, arrows and stuff. Nothing's gonna penetrate the dirt.
Yeah. Like even like they had set up these ballistas.
And
with
I'm not
these
an expert,
giant-
but I know that.
Right. So you've got these ballistas with what are effectively giant trank darts. And it's like, even the one they managed to get far enough away that they couldn't even tell that it was moving above ground anymore.
Yeah, which they travel underground. They only come up to, I guess, feed or whatever. But the thing is, they shooting it while it's underground. And it's like you're not going to hit it. How you not know that? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I guess their idea was to get it to the point where it was starting to come up. So, like, to the point where it's displacing the dirt, like, that you can actually see at the surface, which means it's probably only a couple of feet deep. But even then, you're trying to drive wooden stakes.
It's stupid. So I'm just like,
This
not
whole
only
movie
you
is
did that,
stupid.
but you don't have the damn weaponry to actually take them out. You know what I'm saying? They'd be
Yeah.
better off shooting from a helicopter or something, shooting missiles from a helicopter or something. You know,
But that wouldn't have been a satisfying hunt.
what's the difference? You still just shooting it.
See, you say that, but you and me ain't dumb enough to go in for this.
Yeah. So, I mean, we already knew where this was going. It was a lot of cliche tropes they used where they had people basically cannon fodder.
Yeah.
And you knew all the bad guys or hunters or whatnot would be, all the hunters would be the guys that they would take out, the guys that would be easy to, would be what they call them, sacrifices or, we already know this is going, it's got to be some people that's just going to get killed, right?
Of course.
So these are the guys because they was all douchebags. But we got the nice people that was on the island that was there for some Save the Animal stuff. Or what was they there for?
I don't know.
David Hayter
they were
not David Hayter. What's his name? John
Heater.
Heater and whoever that lady was.
Yeah. But whatever.
They was there for something
Like,
positive.
So like I get the idea that they worked for the company that what's
right.
his name
But
owned.
they was like saving animals.
But
or
like
something.
because they were
We'll just say
tracking
save animals.
tracking an elephant. So like I guess they were like tracking like endangered wildlife populations or something.
Probably something
Whatever.
like that.
They were on
Something
some
good.
humanitarian stuff, and then on the next island over, their boss was out like, "Let's go trophy hunting with these animals I just made in a test tube."
Yeah. Well, so that's and that's we already see where it's going. So
Yep.
and it was like okay, it's an okay setup. They did like they stole a lot of ideas from movies.
Yeah,
So they
the
took
whole plot.
Wow, they took the Jurassic Park when he took I can't think it was a Velociraptor. One of the things chased the guy in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, and killed him in the Johnny on the Spot or whatever.
Yep.
They stole that scene. They stole scenes from Predator. They stole scenes, and then they had the nerve.
They called it out.
They called it out. They called it out. They stole scenes, and then they go, "Ooh, it's just like Predator." They stole scenes from Godzilla. They stole scenes from, I don't know, man, what countless movies.
Yeah.
And they stole scenes from Rambo.
Yeah.
It's like
Look, if there were monsters or it happened in a jungle, they stole something
shameless.
from it. Like, completely.
Man, they even took the Predator. They took the heat vision POV shot.
Yeah.
And they like the Predator. Like maybe I guess should you forgive them if they call it out because they admit they doing it?
The first time maybe. But like when that becomes your whole like MO is, okay, we're gonna steal from a movie, but then we're gonna call it out, right? Like,
dude.
ugh.
I would have felt better if this was just a cheap, bad movie, where this was cheap, but it wasn't so cheap that it wasn't like an Asylum movie where it was just the special effects are so bad it's funny. You know, it just wasn't good.
You know what? Like, this movie would have been so much more watchable if it was bad and fun.
That's what I'm saying. I was figuring it was going to be fun and we could just like make fun of it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even fun.
It was just
boring.
it was a competently made bad movie.
Yeah, they stole a lot of stuff. And I guess we could talk about the actors in there. Well, like you said, John Heder was basically himself. He was all right, but he was a supporting role. Michael Gross had the main character role.
Yeah.
He getting too damn old for this because when he was running, it was like he had a real slow jog. He had a real slow jog when he ran away from the thing. It's like, dude, you're not going to get away from nobody running that damn slow. You know,
that's the thing. Is
which I don't like. They couldn't even afford a stunt double.
There were even scenes like where everyone else is running, and then you'll have one person who just casually strolling.
Well, I mean, he probably can't. He's probably like he's got to be about 70. He got to be at least in the 60s.
I mean, if it was
60s.
just him, sure, but it's like everybody is like,
Yeah.
like folks will just not realize that they're supposed to be running.
I don't know, but they had characters in there that they would show, and they didn't have no lines. As we remember, we turned off that they had a black dude in the background that
who never spoke.
He never said not one word in the whole movie.
But you know what? He knew that, which is why he had the most expressive face.
He
in
had
this
the
whole
most
movie.
expressive faces, and every time something happened, he was like, "What? Oh man!" He didn't even say, "Oh man," you know what I'm saying?
Even when he was exerting himself, he wasn't allowed to do that. It was like he'd be running like
they couldn't let brother man say like, "Oh man, it's whack, y'all. I'm going to go back home" or something like that. He couldn't
even get a look out.
Right? He couldn't get no token black. Oh man, this some bullshit. You know, he couldn't even get no token black words. No, they didn't let him say nothing.
They didn't let the only ethnic character who had any lines was the black chick that was with the hunters, and the Hispanic chick that was with the preservationists. Like they're the only ones who got any lines who wasn't white.
Yeah.
Like I hate.
Well,
to
I mean,
call
they
them
had
out.
people in the background, but that was like they had an Asian chick there, and they didn't give her no lines either. I think she said like one line early on, and later they was carrying all the equipment. Nobody else was carrying the equipment except the damn black dude and the Asian lady.
Yeah.
No, I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all could have gave him something, dog. That was just like, okay.
You know, but pretty much like the only real characters you need to really keep track of in this movie for any length of time, you have Burt Gummer, wasn't that his name?
I guess.
Yeah, and Richard Brake, who played the twisted CEO hunter dude.
Yeah,
and he was just doing his usual bit, being slimy.
Right, but see, it was like, I guess they want to show that he was crazy, but I'm like, he always said, "I never lose," or blah blah blah, and I'm looking like, if you're not crazy, then how do you not know you can't kill this thing?
Yeah,
they had him use all his weapons and get down to a handgun and still refuse to leave.
Like after he already designed this thing to be unkillable.
Yeah, it was just, and I don't know why we even trying to make sense out of a movie like this.
This is what happens when you make a movie like this and you don't embrace the ridiculous
right,
nature of the film.
You get nothing.
You make it seem like a real movie, and so we're thinking about it like it's a real movie, but it clearly isn't. Like,
just make it ridiculous.
Just make it ridiculous. Make it dumb and fun. That's all you got to do. You made a Tremors movie, okay?
It wasn't fun. It was a hard watch. It was an hour and 40 minutes. First off, too long. Too long for something like this. You make this an hour and 25 minutes. It should be an hour and 20 minutes with the credits, hour and 28 minutes.
Yeah, max.
You know what I'm saying?
Max.
Right. This was an hour and 42 minutes, and that felt like 2 hours and 50. It felt long.
For one thing, when you got a plot like this, you already this is already a ridiculous plot to even sell to somebody.
Yeah.
You should not give people time to check their watch. You should not either keep them
A
distracted.
movie like this would have been good kills, stupid characters with good kills where you couldn't wait for them to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And,
Yes,
and
exactly.
kills where it was
Exactly.
like the dude that went in the bathroom. He should have been shitting and flew up in there like and blew up or something. I'd have been down for that.
Because there's no reason to handle this like it's a real horror flick or a real action flick.
Exactly, and they tried to, and they failed miserably.
This should be like the monster movie version of a 1,000 Ways to Die in the West. That's what this should have been.
Yeah.
Just look, we've got a dumb ass plot for you.
Right.
We can make it really fun.
And when somebody give the speech of how they gonna, and then have a tremor just pop up and grab his ass, stuff like that. I'm cool with.
There was when what was the character's name? Ishii. He was the tough looking, ambiguously Asian dude that was with him
At the beginning, they didn't give him that one line either.
The way he went
out,
out,
at least could say, "Watch out."
The way he went out, I would have played that for laughs.
Yeah.
Right. So he's getting ready to square up with one of the Shriekers, and another one comes out and gets him from the side.
Yeah.
I would have subverted that, made that stuff funny, because there's no reason to handle this movie seriously.
Yeah, that really messed this movie up, man. But yeah, it wasn't even good. It wasn't funny. It wasn't. It's like they tried to take themselves serious, and that was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy it that much, man. I watched it and I barely finished it, but I did for y'all, and I recommend for y'all not to even bother. Don't waste your time. It's other stuff on Netflix. But if you're a fan, I guess you might. If you like Michael Gross, you would like it because it was a send off for him.
If you're just if they can't release a Tremors movie that you won't watch, you go right ahead and watch it. I'm not going to stop you. But if you scrolling through Netflix one day and you happen to see this movie and you said, should I watch this? Remember what the Epic Entertainment critics said and miss it. Just skip that because it ain't worth your time.
Yeah. So that is our review for. Oh wait, Hot Garbage.
Hot Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot Garbage.
I mean, I'm not gonna give it a
very well crafted piece of hot garbage.
I'm not gonna give a big soliloquy of why it's hot garbage. You already know this is hot garbage. It's because I would have made it fun. Hot garbage. It would have been like something I can, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't funny. It was not even worth making fun of. It's just bad.
Because I don't know if you ever did this, but back when when Blockbuster and whatnot was still around, going to the movie store and going to the VOD section and finding a dumb, ridiculous, bad movie to watch.
Yeah, I did. I did this. That was a thing.
That was a thing, and I would be pissed if I saw this in the VOD section after seeing this movie because it don't belong there.
Well, the VOD section was cheaper, so you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah, it's
because new movies was like $3 and VOD movies like $2 for $1.
Yeah,
so it's like, shit, you better get one of them VOD movies.
Get you a dumb VOD movie,
and most of the stuff when it first come out be gone anyway by the time you get to Blockbuster.
Yeah, so it's like, well, look, we can make a night of watching this dumb ass flick and clowning on it. And we can have fun with that, and then we'll have something to talk about tomorrow. Let's just do that. So this ain't that movie.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our review for Tremors. Don't see it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Thanks for checking out the podcast, and if you like our videos and if you enjoy our reviews, subscribe to the channel.
Definitely
subscribe to the channel, and when you do hit the bell icon, then you can get some alerts every time that we post new videos or we live stream.
And definitely make sure you set that to all, not personalized. If you set it to personalized, you may not get notifications when we go live or when we post a video. Set it to all. Make sure you don't miss nothing. Also, thumbs up any of our videos if you like what we're putting out. We'd like to know what works for y'all and what doesn't. And leave a comment down below. Tell us what you thought about this stuff and what you'd like us to do next.
Yes.
And we out.
We are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.